Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, John Nye, and Josh All.
Well, Browns fans, welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. This is Adversity 2023, episode 1972, I believe. Unreal. Absolutely unreal news that we got this morning. Josh all alone on this quick microcast. Just, I don't know. I guess we'll break this down and see what's what. So on a lovely Wednesday morning after one of the absolute greatest victories as Browns fans we've gotten to witness over the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Here now, a few days later, we find out Browns release the news. Deshaun Watson undergoing season-ending surgery to repair a broken bone in his throwing shoulder. So, that's that. No more Deshaun Watson in 2023. After a tough, gritty performance on Sunday, the Browns will now most likely have to turn back to P.J. Walker for the remainder of the football season. So we'll kind of break this down real quick. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe, share it on your socials, and follow us on socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Join thedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member, join our Discord for Sunday games, and really, honestly, just for group therapy sessions, because we're going to need them. We're going to need them. We have needed them all season. It started, week 1, the injuries started rolling in. Jack Conklin done out for the season. Week 2, Nick Chubb done out for the season. We've lost so many players on this Browns team now. And, we lost Deshaun Watson after week 3 with the shoulder injury. He was out for 4 games and came back, looked decent against the Cardinals, getting back into form, looked shaky against the Ravens in the beginning, but put it all together in the second half to lead the team to victory. And I haven't seen any more reports. We're doing this pretty quick after the news came out, so a lot of this is going to be speculation. There's going to be more news coming out over the next 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, but I think that this injury was sustained at the end of the game on that run where he got us into field goal position initially on that final drive. I forget which Ravens player hit him out of bounds or brought him down, but he brought him down around the head and neck area. It was very awkward. It was a very awkward tackle, and it was the one where Deshaun was down on a knee. They had to take a timeout for injury. He was down for a while. Just kind of couldn't tell if maybe it was the ankle. At the time, we thought it was the ankle, just kind of re-aggravated. Maybe he was just winded, got the wind knocked out of him, needed a minute. He was down on his knee, just kind of taking it slow, did not get back up for a minute or two, and maybe this was that. Maybe he felt that break in his shoulder on that hit, on that wrap-up. That, of course, was another questionable hit on a Browns player during the Ravens game that was not called, and, of course, nothing will ever get called against Deshaun Watson. Okay, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. What does this mean for the Browns moving forward? I've been texting back and forth with the other dogs all morning and just kind of going through the projections for the rest of the season. Browns are still a playoff team, in our opinion, definitely in my opinion. I think that at 6-3, we're sitting in a very, very nice spot. We've already won games. Honestly, we should have won all the games that we've played with P.J. Walker at quarterback. The Seahawks game just got away from us. There was a mistake there at the end of the game by P.J. Walker, though our defense did not help the situation at that point. And now it's going to be a lot of rally behind this defense keep us in games, keep things close, give us that opportunity. PJ Walker, clean up the mistakes. And the Browns, I still think playoffs, I don't want to say it's easy for the Browns to make the playoffs. It wasn't going to be easy with Deshaun Watson at quarterback for the Browns to make the playoffs. Making the playoffs in the NFL is not easy. You fight, and it's earned. And I still think that this team can do that. This is the type of Browns team we have seen this season. Things have changed. The mentality, the culture. It's a different Browns situation than we've ever experienced before. This is a team that fights. This is a team that finds a way to win, not finds a way to lose. This is a team that rallies, and I believe that this team will rally behind the defense, behind PJ Walker, behind Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt. I think the run game is going to be critical moving forward. And, you know, we've talked about the rest of the schedule is very winnable for the Browns. There's a lot of games coming up where if our defense just does its thing and our offense just does enough, we will be fine. And I think playoffs is still very much in the realm of possibility. There's no sense in saying the season is over. I saw somebody already online posting on our stuff, 6-11. Guys, no, absolutely not. We beat the San Francisco 49ers with PJ Walker on the back of our defense. So we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. The world is not ending. The sky is not falling. So don't give up hope. Don't stop believing in this team and what they're doing. Kevin Stefanski has this locker room 100% bought in, and they will rally. I truly believe that. It's not going to be pretty, but again, it wasn't going to be pretty anyway. This is the NFL. Everything was going to be tough getting there, and it just got a little tougher, but it's not out of what we can accomplish. Before we move on, real quick, Browns fans in Ohio, Caesars Sportsbook is running a new sign-up offer. You don't want to miss. New customers can get their first bet on Caesars up to $1,000 by using our code DOGS1000 during sign-up. Not only will your first bet be covered, but you'll also be directly supporting our podcast. So if you have not yet joined Caesars Sportsbook, now is the perfect time to make your move. Just remember to enter our code DOGS1000, all one word, when you sign up and place that first bet. This offer is only available for new customers who are 21 and older and physically present in Ohio. Please gamble responsibly. If you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Check the episode description for the full terms of the offer to see if you can qualify. And also just want to remind you guys, head over to omahasteaks.com right now. Enter code DOGS, DAWGS, when you check out. Get $30 off your order right now. Are the last days of the semi-annual 50% off site-wide sale at omahasteaks.com. So get your orders in. I think this promo ends at the end of the week, if I'm not mistaken. So Omaha Steaks is the best meat. You've heard us talk about it on this show for like 2 years now. I mean, we love Omaha Steaks. I just ordered another pack of this stuff, one of their packages. I got the 50% off. Of course, I used the code DOGS, got the extra $30 off. Great deals. Find anything you want over there at Omaha Steaks. They have something for everybody. It's awesome. It's great food. Just want to remind you guys to take advantage of the semi-annual sale now before it's over. omahasteaks.com. Enter code DOGS when you check out. Minimum order may apply. This episode is sponsored by Factor. Browns fans, get started on your New Year's resolutions with Factor, America's ready-to-eat meal delivery service that takes all the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success here in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, all the prep work, and the cooking fatigue. Instead, you can get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, veggie, and more, plus they have over 55 weekly add-ons, you guys have a ton of nutritious and flavor-filled options to kickstart your resolutions. I've personally tried Factor's meals. They are incredible. I got a whole bunch of different varieties of things just to see what I liked, what I didn't, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. I liked them all. You throw it in the microwave, 2 minutes, and bam, you have a nutritious meal ready to go on the fly. And the nice thing is when things get hectic, Factor is totally flexible. You can change your order up every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week. You can even pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime you want. So here we go, guys. Let's stress less over our meal times in the new year. Let's get Factor's no prep, no mess meals, no shopping, no cooking, no cleanup. Head to factormeals.com/thedogs50. That's all one word, thedogs50. Use code thedogs50 to get 50% off your order. That's code thedogs50 at factormeals.com/thedogs50 to get 50% off. Happy New Year, everyone. So just a couple, quick hitters here that I just want to wrap up with on this microcast. There's going to be a lot of negativity now coming out now. Deshaun Watson, he's already been getting hit with a lot of negativity. Browns fans, we've been dealing with so much garbage over the last 2 years from outside media and a lot within our own fan base about our quarterback. And, let's just put last year aside. We've detailed so many times on this channel why the 11-game suspension was bogus. But for this season, just alone, Deshaun Watson, he can't control the shoulder injury. I mean, he has a broken bone in his shoulder. There's nothing he can do about it. Got to get it fixed because he is the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns' future moving forward next year, the year after that, the year after that. So we need him healthy. We cannot risk long-term damage to that throwing shoulder. Got to get it fixed. There was no other choice. So it is what it is. It's the NFL. There have been huge injuries this season. The Browns have now suffered many of those. But you think about the Colts are still fighting for playoff positioning, and they lost their starting quarterback early in the season. The Vikings lost Kirk Cousins for the season. They're still in playoff contention. So the Browns just need to continue playing Cleveland Browns football, the new style of Cleveland Browns football, and we will be just fine. And, talking about the Minnesota Vikings, Josh Dobbs, we've kind of been arguing this morning amongst ourselves, the Dogs hosts, about the Josh Dobbs trade, saying John and Blake say it looks worse and worse every day now that we didn't keep Josh Dobbs. I'm of the mindset that was, before the season even started, they had a 5th-round rookie in DTR that they were very confident with. And, they thought, hey, we can get AB was going to get something pretty good for a backup quarterback that they honestly probably weren't even going to have as the backup for the whole season. They wanted to eventually get DTR into that number 2 spot. Now, hindsight is 2020. That looks like a big mistake, but at the time, it was like, well, yeah, it's a no-brainer. So it's, the hindsight is what turns at the time, no-brainer decision into a whoopsie mistake. So if Deshaun Watson stays healthy the entire season and never suffers a single injury at all in 2023, then all of a sudden the Josh Dobbs trade continues to be a no-brainer, great move by AB all year. But Deshaun Watson gets hurt, and all of a sudden now it was the biggest mistake ever. So just keep that in mind that, what happens is changing the story behind that move. Now, did we ever expect that Josh Dobbs was going to be the type of quarterback that we've seen play for the Cardinals this year? He had some really nice games, he has some down games, and now in Minnesota, he's been having a great early stretch with them. Did we expect that out of Josh Dobbs as Browns fans going into the season? Be honest with yourself. No, we did not. So it's a moot point. He's not part of the Browns, and he's not going to be this year. So it does not matter. What we need to focus on is PJ Walker, DTR. We've been talking about what quarterbacks are available in free agency that the Browns could potentially sign. Names like Joe Flacco and Nick Foles have been kind of floated around, but I just don't know if those guys are any sort of improvement over a PJ Walker who's already been part of this team, already been part of some gritty wins for the Browns, and could continue to do so. So I think, unless new news comes out before you guys see this, Browns are rolling with PJ Walker. And I think that there's going to be a lot of getting DTR up to speed. If PJ starts to falter too much at any point, you could see the switch if they feel they're confident in DTR's preparations. But for the time being, this is Cleveland Browns led on offense by PJ Walker, and we have got to be carried by our defense. Like I said earlier, this is a team that rallies. This is a different mindset, a different culture. It's a winning culture. We've seen it this year. Do not fall back into the old mindset of Cleveland Browns fandom of the last 20 years where it's, oh, well, things are over. We're going to find a way to lose. It's all, let's just pack it in and go home. That is not the case this year. We are still moving forward. We still have our sights set on the playoffs, and it's going to be a bumpy ride, Browns fans, but we're going to get there, and we're going to get there together. So continue to follow the podcast, follow the show. We'll be live later this week with our preview episode for the Deshaun Watson-less Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up on Sunday. So with all that being said, drop your feedback in the comments. I want to hear what you guys think, how you feeling about Deshaun Watson's season-ending injury. PJ Walker moving forward? Are there any quarterbacks out there that we haven't thought of that you guys think, hey, I'd be a guy to go sign and at least get on the team to see what he's got? So until we talk to you guys on the preview episode, let's go Browns.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at The Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.